Hello, welcome to the Voyage of the Vintage Vizsla, where I go out and I rescue precious items, come back, do a little research, and hopefully rehome them to somebody like you. If you subscribe to my channel, you get 10% off of anything in my eBay store. I'll have the link down in the description below. If you like what you see in this video, 10% off. If you share the video, another 10% off. So you could have potentially 30% off of anything in this video. Today's video, I'm talking about some vintage clothing and wearable art. What I have today is women's wear, and almost all of it is coats and jackets. I do have one shirt, and I just kind of want to talk to you a little bit about why I picked some of the items and give you a little bit of research on like some of the tags and the material and different things like that. So without further ado, let's get started with our first item. I'm going to move the camera down so you can see the item. This first item is a silk shirt by Christian A, and he's a designer in New York. It is a silk shirt, and you can see his tag right here. I kind of thought he might be vintage, and he still might be. I did a little research. It started in 1993, and look at these buttons right here. He is a designer in New York. He is doesn't currently have a store, but he does do custom designs online. So this is some high quality stuff. This is made in the United States because it's made right there in New York. This is the only piece I have that's not a jacket. So let me show you the other jacket. The reason I have this is because I have another piece by this same designer here. Okay. If you like this silk top, it's going to be on my eBay store for $14.99. And it is, I don't know the size exactly, probably a medium. All right, here is a sweater by this same designer. This is a wool blend. Is it 100% wool? It's 100% wool. My mistake. My mistake. All right, and it is the same coloring. You could wear these two together. They probably came from the same person, I would say. And you can see that the same kind of buttons going on. They are covered in that material. They have gold around the buttons there and nice little pockets. It's very, very pretty. The one thing I really like about this, irregardless if it was just designer or if it is a vintage, indeed, the thing I like about these is they are made from quality materials and they are one of a kind. So if you buy this little outfit, you're not going to be wearing the same thing somebody else is wearing. Let's go on to the next item. Mostly coats and jackets today. I love this. Somebody says red, somebody says orange. I think it's a very dark orangish red. It is Breckenridge. It's a size 8. Let's see the materials. It's an older item, you can tell. It is made in the United States, and it is 100% rayon. But it does kind of feel kind of woolish. It is lined. There are pockets right here. I do have the measurements if anybody is interested in that. There's a pocket up here as well. It's very, very pretty. You're not going to find anything else like this guy. Next jacket sweater I've got going on for women. Oh my goodness, look how pretty she is. I have the measurements. This is a Regency. It is 100% camel hair. It's a size 12, and the chest measures 24 inches across here from pit to pit when it's buttoned up. So it would be a double-breasted jacket going on here. It's very, very pretty. It does need some dry cleaning right here. You can tell there's a spot or two. You could just get that out on your own. And it kind of flares out a little bit. It is lined inside. There, look at that. That right there. Let's see if you can see it. Let me have to bring the camera a little bit closer. That right there looks like a vintage tag, and that camel hair, pure camel hair, dry clean only. That is That's a beautiful material. It's very soft. It's nicer than wool. I'm not a big fan of wool, except that it's very durable and other people are a fan of wool. There's what it looks like on the outside. I think this is what they call like a pea coat. It comes down to your waist and it kind of flares out a little bit. Very nice, very warm. I know it's hot right now, but it won't be hot forever. I loved this jacket when I picked it up. Look at it. It is wool. The tag is coming off right there. I don't think it is a vintage, except that it does, I don't know, it just has the vintage look, but the tag doesn't look vintage to me. But it's wool, and it also is cashmere. It's got wool, viscose, polyester, and 15% cashmere. If you can see that on there, you may have to just take my word for it. And look at the coloring. It has all of these different colors. You could wear any color pants or dress or skirt you wanted to wear with this. I think it's very pretty. It is a size, let's see here, it's a size 12. From pit to pit is 20 inches. It's about a 38 in the back. It's like this. Believe me, when I got this thing was so wrinkled up. I had to spend a lot of time getting it in good condition. Okay, Zora. This one is super duper cool. Look at this bright, beautiful blue color. Vintage. Look at that tag. That's what made me look at it. I looked at this tag right here. Let me bring it to you so you can see that tag. You've probably never heard of that brand. I know I haven't. And look at this right here. I don't know if you can see it very well. But this tag right here tells me it's made out of 100% wool. It's a size 8. And it's made in Russia. It's lined. So wool is a very good quality. And it's that royal blue color. And these buttons. Check out these buttons. Those are vintage. Those aren't today's buttons. Vintage. 20 years or older. Remember that. So here we go. Here's the back of it. Size 8. All of these jackets are for $19.99, okay? You see something you like, you can get the discount. Check. Okay, speaking of wool jackets, we have another one. I don't know that this one is vintage, but this one comes short to the waist. It's a size 2. It's Garfield and Marks. It's a heavier wool, and it probably needs a little sweater shape to it. It is lined inside. There are no pockets. It is fitted right in here. Very nice lapels going on there. There it is, size 2, and it is a wool coat. This one, super duper cool. It is vintage Valentine. Look at these sleeves. Now, I looked at the material. This is polyester. It just says detachable fur sleeves. I really believe this is rabbit fur. It may not be, but it is super, super, super soft. It doesn't say anywhere in there what these are made out of. There's a nice button here. It's kind of a gold, yellowish, orange color. There is a button missing here, but you could easily take this button and put there, or find another button. It wouldn't have to necessarily match there. And you don't really have to have it, because if you put it on like this, it's just showing that it is double-breasted. So you could just take that off and you wouldn't even need this. These come off so that you could wash it. It says to dry clean only. I did put it in the washer and it came out very good, because it was kind of in sad shape when I rescued it. I call it a rescue. So when you wear this, it's going to come down a little bit below your waist. But these sleeves, I think this would be great. What a great conversation piece. I promise you, you wear this to the office or to some event. Nobody else has one like this. These sleeves, if you work somewhere where they make you cry, you can just wipe your hands on your sleeves and your face won't feel so rough. It's just like a, man, it is super duper soft. If it's not rabbit, I just don't know what it is. But you can't quote me on that because it doesn't say that it's rabbit. It just looks like it's rabbit. $19.99, guys. $19.99. I know you want it. Next. Oh my gosh. Okay, next I have a bunch of leather coats. I love leather. When I can find leather and I can find it for a good price, This one brought me back to my childhood. This was kind of an early 80s, late 90s style. All this fringe on here. And this is a white leather G3. That's a leather company. They weren't like high-end leather or anything, but they're still leather coats. And I'm gonna put this one for $19.99 also. If you just need, this would be great for a costume party, or there are many people who still like these designs. I love this little fringe, and the fringe goes all the way around on the back as well, and has some little conchos. I did see a couple of pieces where there is a piece of fringe missing. There's so much fringe you can't tell. It seems like it was here on the front. There's one piece missing there, and maybe on this side over here as I went through the now you may be wondering, when you pick these up from the thrift store, you can't throw these in the washer. What do? You could take them to the cleaner, and if I were you and you bought this online or you bought it used, that's what I would do. But for me, I don't want to add any more price. I don't want to add any more to the price for you. I use a steamer, and this one still has a little bit of an old musty smell, so I'm going to let it set out in the sun and spray it down to get some of that musty smell out of it. But it has that vintage smell. And one of the things you got to remember when you're and look at these sleeves. Look how they are. They're like fitted and then puff. That is such a typical 80s look. We wanted to fit our cuffs and the cuffs of our pants and then just have puffs. The only thing missing would be some shoulder pads, but we usually didn't put them in our leather coats. All right, next. I don't know if this is a vintage, but I love it, so I'm going to put it up here. Wilson's Leather. This is one of my favorite leather companies. They're not extremely high-end, but this has a removable lining in it. It's black leather. It's a size medium for women. It is kind of tapered in a little bit here. I love, 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 love. And this is almost a buttery smooth leather coat. Probably a vintage, probably from the 90s, but I think Wilson Leather is still producing. I didn't really look them up a lot. I just know that I love Wilson Leather. I used to go into the mall and go down to Wilson's Leather just to smell everything in there. And this one is in really good condition. This one is not going to be $19.99. Sorry guys, this one is $29.99. Only on the YouTube. On eBay, it's already listed, and it's not listed for $29.99. So you're going to get a deal. All right, here's another vintage leather coat. Lircy, made in, I don't know how you say it, Ugari? Whatever. I think it is missing a button right here, but even look at these buttons. Look at those buttons, vintage buttons. This is that rust color. Love this color, love, love. If this was my size, I would keep it. It's got a little leather, it's got a little pocket here, 2 pockets here. Does it have inner pockets? No, but even the lining is so pretty.